All right, so I have to share with you a video again about the S&P 500 and the total stock index. I think a lot of people miss that you can have the total stock index and not have the S&P 500, but yet you actually do still have the S&P 500. All right, so the total stock index is called the Wilshire 5000 essentially. Now, good boy, I don't even think there's 5,000 stocks in the in the exchanges anymore. I'm not talking pink stock or pink sheets or penny stock. I think there's only like 3,600 or something like that. But anyways, so it's no longer Wilshire 5000. But basically, the Wilshire 5000 is divided up into two things: the S&P 500 and the Wilshire 4500. The S&P 500 represents 70% of the public traded value of American stocks. All right. So the largest 500 companies in America represent 70% of the market capitalization of basically the publicly traded markets in the United States. All right, the other Wilshire 4500, and again, I don't think it's quite 5,000, but be that as it may, the other 4,500 stocks represent 30% of the market capitalization of the U.S. publicly traded stock index. So it's pretty interesting. So if you have the Wilshire 5000, i.e. the total stock market index, you have inherently the S&P 500. Again, 70% of your portfolio is the S&P 500, all right? 30% of your portfolio is the Wilshire 4500, which includes small caps, big caps, and everything in between. You'll have some real estate investments in there. You'll have some gold mining companies in there. You have everything. And if you look at the bond index, again, the total bond index, basically 70% of that is what? Is government bonds. Oh, good boy. What a good dog. You see that guy right there? What a good boy. Come on. So 70% of the total bond index is government bonds or government agencies, Ginnie Mae, Fannie Mae, Treasury bonds, Federal Home Bank, Freddie Mac. So basically, if you have the total stock index and the total bond index, you're going to have two things in particularly: heavy exposure to government bonds and agencies, and then you're going to have heavy exposure to the S&P 500. But you're also going to have 30% exposure to corporate bonds, and you're going to have 30% exposure to small mid-cap stocks. It's awful hard to beat those two indices, actually. And the reason is because the fees are so low. I mean, it's hard to beat. It's not hard to beat if you're paying a 1 or 1.5%, for heaven's sake. Don't do that. But still, it's a pretty good investment mix right there. And, you can have everything. And that is just those for the whole United States and just those two funds, which is why if you look at the Vanguard Personal Advisory Service, look, I like it. But the problem is that they're basically putting in those two funds for domestic. They'll allocate it according to the risk tolerance when you take some questionnaire. And they'll put you in international stock, international bonds, maybe some emerging markets thrown in, but that's pretty much it. It's 4 or 5 holdings, and you got the whole market covered. Tough to beat, man. But anyway, I just want to give you an update on what the S&P 500 is, what the total stock index is, and what the BND, the total bond index is. Hope this helps. Thanks.